Thank you for joining us at Core Start 3.0. It's my pleasure to welcome you here in Prague. You came from Redmond, so can you tell us what you are doing in Microsoft? What's your job? What's your...
Of course. Well, first, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm having an amazing time here. And yeah, I came from Redmond, from Microsoft, where I work as a program manager on a .NET team. So right now I'm working on WinForms and .NET Core 3 and users experience importing their desktop applications from .NET Framework to .NET Core. Before that, I was working on machine learning framework for .NET developers called ML.NET, which we released in May. So.
And if you compare those two things, the ML.NET stuff and the WinForms stuff, are there some differences, or is it which one do you like more, or do you like both the same?
That is a great question. Projects are very different, but they have one thing in common. They both got open sourced, right? And it's an amazing experience when we open source something, we get feedback from the community, we have a chance to work with the developers that are out there, and we can actually make sure we are building the platform that is good for our developers. We have a very close loop with our customers. So those were similarities in both of those projects, and I'm very happy with the direction where we're moving with the .NET desktop right now. It's all open source, developing in the open, engaging with the community.
And I guess there's a lot of customers with WinForms and WPF apps, and they want to continue enhancing these applications.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Adding new
We have over 1 billion desktop developers, and they're very excited because we are doing something in the desktop area. It's been quiet for a while, and right now with Microsoft open sourcing it, bringing it to .NET Core and enabling new features, latest platform capabilities of Windows 10 and so on. Developers are very excited to see those changes, and so we are.
And you got a lot of engagement from the community in the WinForms project.
Yes,
a lot of people
actually,
started submitting issues, and
we got lots of issues and lots of PRs. And on the day we open sourced WinForms, we already accepted the first PR from Oren, our open source community contributor. You know him, right? Yes. So. Yeah, it's been great. We got lots of help from the community. We are endlessly thankful for that, and we encourage people to work with us and help us build the project for developers.
And you just finished your session. What were you talking about?
Oh, that was an amazing session. I really liked the audience. I really liked the feedback, the engagement level. My session was about building modern desktop applications, .NET desktop applications. So I was talking about how you can take your existing framework application and port it to .NET Core and modernize it. There are different ways how you can enable new capabilities and make your application appealing for your clients.
Yeah, so it's not only about switching from .NET Framework to .NET Core, it's also about adding new features.
Yes, exactly. And some of those features are available in .NET Framework as well as in .NET Core. So it's actually up to developers what is important for them. They don't have to go through the entire upgrade process. They can pick what areas that they want, and they can mix and match to their taste. And it's okay to stay on the framework if your application is in maintenance, but if you want to benefit from the new features, if you want to target the platform that gets constant updates, that's definitely .NET Core. And the first half of my session was about how you can port your application to .NET Core.
Yeah, so that's really amazing. Maybe just a hard question about the DPI. because in WinForms there were always problems with displays with non-standard DPI. So is it solved for .NET Core?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about high DPI. It is a problem, we're aware, and we're working on it. And it's great that we got lots of feedback so we can prioritize our work. And we are solving it for .NET Core. Some fixes will be available in .NET Framework as well, but some will go only to Core. And I would say we're hard to say halfway there or some part of the way there, and we keep working on it. The team.
So it's still work in progress. So if
yes, it is work in
tries
progress.
to get his own application and port it to .NET Core, there still may be some issues with DPI. So he should submit the issue. He or she should submit the issue to GitHub or pull request.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's, I understand it's not a simple thing to change because it's very deep inside Windows, inside the framework. It's not just one tiny little place where you can change one expression to recalculate the units and measures from pixels, whatever it should be. So it's still work in progress, and hopefully it will be finished in .NET Core 3.0 in September.
Eventually we will get there, but we really welcome the feedback. That way we can understand what we should work on right now and what we can postpone till later, because it's lots of work this year for my team, right? We are working on WinForms Designer, which is gonna work in a completely different way from .NET Framework Designer. Functionally, it will be the same. It will look the same for developers, but inside, we had to re-architect the way .NET Core process talks to Visual Studio Framework process. So team is heads down with that task, also high DPI and other functionalities. So we do welcome the feedback to understand how we can prioritize our work.
It was always interesting to me how it's possible that Visual Studio, which is written in .NET 4.7 or something like that, how it can show the designer for .NET 3.0 or for .NET Core.
Yes,
so
hopefully.
This must be moved out of process.
Yes. We are running the design surface out of process, and hopefully we will see how it works soon.
Awesome. And the last question, what's next for you? Are you speaking on some conferences or just
actually the next week I will be speaking at the Dev Intersection in Orlando, and then we will have a .NET Conf. It's online free conference that everyone can join and watch. It's gonna be in September, and it will be aligned with the dates when we will release the first full .NET Core 3.0 version. Right, and there will be many other conferences within the year, so it keeps me busy.
But it's great of being busy to speak at conferences and talk with people. It's also very delightful. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that we'll see each other on some other conference.
Absolutely, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.